Guys, today we are here to talk about Delta Force, right? Now, if you did not know, Delta Force Hawk Ops is a game that is set to debut this year, sometime this year in 2024, right? There has been a lot of hype around this title, right? Now, it has been quite dormant as of recent until up till now. Actually, they released a new cinematic trailer, and I haven't spoken on this title in quite some time, and it's time to expose the truth. It's really time to give you guys a real perspective, a healthy perspective of personally what I think about this game, far as like what is it ultimately going to be. Is it going to be something that you and I give a shit about, or might just pass on in the future? I'm going to break down all my thoughts on this title right now. If all that sounds good, make sure that you like this video. And also, if you want to stay up to date on all the shooter news and updates that you care about, consider subscribing today. So, guys, we get this new cinematic trailer that has released for Delta Force, right? And this puts the game, and I'll be very honest, back on the radar for me. No lie, because I was not thinking about Delta Force at all. But this cinematic trailer that has been shown to us has put this game back on the map for me personally, right? So I'm looking at what we have here, and I'm just like, yo, this game, to me personally, to Abel Green, gives off the vibes of 2042 all over again, right? Down to the color palette. Am I wrong? I don't think I am. But we have to see how this game is going to ultimately play out and express itself in the wild with the community around it and critical feedback upon it, right? We don't know how this game is going to stand at all. We just don't know. But with that said, I have some things that I really need to break down to you guys about Delta Force that I am questioning, things that I want to know more about, and things that I'm just going to be bluntly just real with you about. So let's continue. Now, in all honesty, I do not want this game to have the life that Battlefield 2042 had. Oh God, no. Please, no. No, we don't need to relive that. But Delta Force does worry me, okay? So we have three main game modes for this title, right? We have a three-headed monster, right? We have the initial campaign for this game, right? We have the multiplayer Battlefield type scenario sandbox area that you can play in as well. That's a game mode. And then we have Hazard Ops, where it's like you could come in and do like an extraction type of thing going on with up to 3 people and just have a ball in that, right? I said the three-headed monster. You're like, Abel, three-headed monster, what's going on? Typically, when you have a game of this caliber, right, that's looking like a AAA production, let's be honest, guys, this game looks up to par for AAA. Let's be very real about that. You have a difficult time nailing what lane you want to surf in. Is the campaign going to be decent? Is that Battlefield-esque experience going to be decent? Is Hazard Ops going to be decent? Like, how is this game going to come together as a complete package? It's very hard to master all three. Typically, when you have a game split up like this, like Delta Force, that in my eyes is super ambitious for what they're doing here, you have something go wrong in either one of these departments: story, multiplayer, and then the other multiplayer portion. Something here usually goes lacking. I don't know what it is going to be within the case of Delta Force, but typically something goes awry. Now, me personally, you might ask, Abel, what game modes are you most interested in with Delta Force, right? Me personally, I'm not going to lie to you. It would probably be the campaign itself and maybe the hazard operations. I'm not going to really be dabbling in the Battlefield experience, right? I'll leave that to Battlefield if these guys could ever do it themselves again. Okay, if they could ever do it themselves again, I'll leave that to Battlefield. So I have no expectations for that Battlefield-esque experience. I'll check it out. If it turns my judgment around on it, I'll let you guys know. But that hazard operations, that looks like where I would be checking shit out, right? Because who knows, that could be my gray zone warfare experience. No shot at gray zone warfare, but it looks more on the part of what Abel Green would like. It's more arcadey. It looks good. It looks presentable. Don't know the gameplay loop. I don't know if it's going to hold me down in that way, but it's screaming Abel Green. It's scream, give it a shot. And I'm super eager to check it out, you know? But that's the thing here. That's the thing about everything we see for Delta Force. It looks triumphant. It looks like it's going to deliver something special, right? But looks. Guys, we don't give a fuck about looks on this side. We want results. We want to see what's real. We want to see what's real, right? There has been 3 specific titles that try to take on an endeavor such as what Delta Force is trying to do in recent times. Anybody remember Crossfire X? Anybody remember Shatterline? Anybody remember Crows? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Stop me when I'm wrong. Stop me when I'm incorrect. In recent times, we've seen titles come out and try to do something similar, not one-to-one in comparison, but similar to what Delta Force is trying to accomplish with their project. Right? Not on the same scale because Delta Force is going to be available upon every platform besides Nintendo Switch, which is amazing, right? I think that's really cool. And it's going free to play. That's super, super awesome. So in that regard, it's unique. But what an uphill battle this game has to face, right? It really has to deliver in such a unique way. And I just don't know if they're up to task. I feel like me personally, I feel like something's going to go amiss here in some way, shape, or form. Now, I'm not hoping that is the case. Again, I'm not hoping that is the case. Again, if you prove Abel Green wrong, you prove me wrong, listen, I'll admit it. I'll be like, yo, they got that. They're cooking. Like, they're chefing. Like, I have to shut my mouth. But on the gameplay front, things look nice. Things look nice. Again, things look nice. But I don't know. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's real because, again, with these cinematic trailers and these set pieces that they have for these games displaying the game in a certain light, yeah, it's cool. The explosions, all the chaos, the gunfights and all that shit looks great. But does it really play out like that? I mean, an editor could edit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like an editor could edit. But is this game really hitting in that vein? And we have to find that out. And oh, baby, this is about to get real. Zoom in on my eyes. This is about to get real. Foreign developers, right? Foreign developers. Listen to what I'm about to say. Typically, foreign developers make technical masterpieces of games. Visually, mechanical wise, like, whoa, like sound projects, like solid looking foundations, right? Foreign developers, very good. Delta Force, nothing different. Looks great, right? Looks fun. It looks solid, right? Looks good. But the thing with foreign development is fun factor. They never get it. They never get it. They like, listen. Let's be real, even down to PUBG, right? Foreign developers, right? It's okay at best, right? There's an audience that clamors around it or whatever, but their standards aren't mine and mine aren't theirs. So we're different in that factor. But typically, the fun factor in foreign developed games don't really resonate well with Western gamers, right? With the Western culture. And I'm seeing that here in Delta Force to some degree. I have seen raw gameplay. Game looks clean. It looks like you can have a good time here. Again, all this comes down to looks. You know what I mean? Does it really translate like that? Have these developers really tried and put their game to trial and see that, is this game bringing out the fun factor that we need Delta Force to portray? Is this living up to the legacy of the older title, even to some degree, right? For being a smash hit back in the day. Like, are they really bringing the heat? Like, are they really doing something special here that's going to engage gamers and just really keep us on this game and wanting to share clips and highlights and discussion pieces about the game? Are they going to do that? Or is this going to be a simple flash in the pan? History says flash in the pan. I'll keep it real. History says flash in the pan, right? But let's rewrite history. Let's do something different here. Let's let this not be a dud. Let's see if this project could truly flourish under its own conditions. You know, I really would give it that chance. But again, history is always something we have to acknowledge. A hands-on impression with me is going to be the redemption for this title. Straight up. I'll be very honest about that, because my view currently on Delta Force is skewed. I want a Bravo, I want to champion the game, but I haven't played it. And that is where I'm shaky on everything I am seeing. So it's tough for me to get behind without solid evidence that I enjoyed the title to some degree. So we're going to have to wait on that. Love that it's a free-to-play title, and I love that it is accessible across multiple platforms, and you could team up with your friends pretty easily for what the game demonstrates and says it's going to be. It looks like they got the one up on that front. But again, we have to see how this title ultimately plays out when this game is released to everybody. This is set for a 2024 release. Free to play, guys. I'm there. You're there. Day one, we're going to be checking this out. And hopefully I get to check this out in some way, shape, or form before we get to full release. Hopefully I've registered to check this title out, but we'll see how everything transpires. Can the gameplay loop of the multiplayer aspect hook me with Delta Force? Yet to be seen. Is the story going to be any good or worth a shit for me to even talk about or discuss? We don't know. That's yet to be seen. But these are things that are going through my mind, and I wanted to expose the truth, the reality of what we're really dealing here with Delta Force. We have a lot of hype, and there's nothing wrong with hype. Like I like hype. I like getting hyped about shit. Real. I really do. But we don't know if anything's tried or true here. And Delta Force's future is literally in its own hands. Let's see how they fare. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, again, give it a big like and tell me what you think about Delta Force. Is this something that you would care to check out? And do you feel how I feel? Do you feel like the game could be good, but we have to see more into it? Or do you think it's going to be an immediate flop? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And if you did not check out my last video, be sure to click here and I'll be sure to see you there.